The galaxy had forgotten what war really meant. For centuries, the Zirka Empire ruled the stars with iron and elegance. Their fleets were unmatched, their weapons decades ahead of any rival, and their emperor, Kale Thor the Eternal, believed himself the final word in conquest. Worlds bent the knee. Races surrendered before a single shot was fired. Then his ships found Earth. To Kale Thor, humanity was a curiosity. A small, defiant species on a violent world at the edge of nowhere. Their message to his emissaries had been simple, even laughable. "We do not serve." The Emperor smiled when he read it. "Then they will burn," he said. And so began the last war the galaxy would ever know. The first strike came swift and merciless. 30 Zirka battle fleets entered Sol's space, blotting out the stars. Cities burned within hours. Satellites shattered. Oceans boiled. The Emperor's broadcast echoed through every surviving channel in a dozen languages. "Behold the might of the Zirka. You will kneel, or vanish." Humanity had seen conquerors before. Empires, tyrants, gods. They had bowed to none of them. The world fell silent for one day, mourning, calculating, deciding. And on the second day, Earth answered with a whisper that became a roar. "You wanted our surrender. You'll get our fury instead." The humans fought back with everything they had. Jets against starships, missiles against shields, grit against glory. They died in droves, but every death bought time. Every crater became a fortress, every ruin a trap. When the first alien battalion landed, they found a graveyard waiting. In the ruins of New York, the Emperor's general, Lord Zarin, led his troops through broken towers. The humans didn't flee. They struck from the shadows with knives, with fire, with bare hands. When the general finally raised his plasma lance over a wounded soldier, she spat blood and whispered, "You think this is war? You haven't met the sons of Earth yet." Then she triggered the detonator in her hand. The explosion lit up the city like a new dawn. For the first time in living memory, the Zirka retreated. Emperor Kale Thor watched from his throne aboard the dreadnought Eternal Flame, fury simmering behind his cold eyes. "Send more fleets," he ordered. "Crush them completely." And the fleets came, hundreds of them. But humanity had changed. In the ashes of every fallen city, engineers worked beside soldiers, and scientists beside farmers. They built weapons from alien scrap, ships from ruined stations, armor from the bones of the invaders. The Terran Reclamation Force was born, not vast, but fierce. Every pilot trained in chaos, every marine raised in hell. They didn't fight for conquest. They fought for home. When the humans struck back, they didn't hit small. Their first target was the Zirka mining colony on Virex Prime, the same world that fueled the Emperor's fleets. It took them 9 minutes to wipe it off the map. Kale Thor watched the destruction in silence. His advisors begged caution. He gave none. "If they want war," he said, "then I will show them apocalypse." So he went himself. The Eternal Flame descended upon Mars, his flagship blotting out the sun. He expected resistance. He didn't expect them. The sons of Earth. They weren't regular soldiers anymore. They were veterans of 1,000 battlefields, wearing armor forged from fallen Zirka plating, carrying rifles built from scavenged alien tech. Their leader, Commander Daniel Rourke, stood at their front, the flag of Earth stitched across his chest plate, a planet long wounded, but unbroken. Kale Thor's armies fell upon them like a tidal wave. The humans didn't move. They absorbed the blow, let it break against them, and then struck back with precision born of desperation. Railguns punched through shields. EMP bursts darkened the skies. When Kale Thor's elite guard advanced, the sons of Earth met them in hand-to-hand combat, their roars echoing through the dust. The Emperor descended onto the field himself, clad in golden armor, wielding a plasma blade taller than a man. His voice thundered through the battlefield. "Kneel, human. You are vermin standing before a god." Rourke, bloodied and grinning, raised his weapon. "Then let's see if gods bleed." They met in the burning wreckage of Mars. Sparks and blood mingled as steel met plasma. The Emperor was centuries old, his movements perfect, precise. Rourke was young, reckless, driven by rage and love for a dying world. Each strike shook the ground. When the Emperor finally knocked him down, pressing his blade to Rourke's throat, he sneered, "Your defiance dies with you." Rourke laughed. "You still don't get it, do you? We're already everywhere." At that moment, every human ship in orbit unleashed their payload. The eternal flame, the Emperor's pride, erupted into white fire, its reactors overloading. The explosion consumed half the sky. Rourke looked up at the inferno and whispered, "For Earth." The blast took them both. When the dust settled, the Zirka Empire was leaderless. Their fleets scattered, their colonies revolted. The galaxy that had once bowed to the Emperor now whispered of the humans, the Death Worlders, the Defiant, the Sons of Earth. Years later, alien historians would write that humanity should never have survived, that by every logical measure they should have perished. But logic had never ruled the sons and daughters of Earth. They were born from storms, raised by fire, and tempered in grief. And when the stars themselves came to crush them, they stood tall and said, "We are the children of a death world, and we do not bow." The alien emperor had declared war on humanity. He had found instead the fury of an entire species and the unbreakable will of the sons of Earth.